In the last part, we saw Zhu Xiao turned around and embraced Mei Xiang gently as she said, Mei Xiang, if you want to live with him, go ahead. Zhu Xiao felt Mei Xiang's body quiver like a frightened rabbit as she straightened her back. After a long while, Zhu Xiao felt a pair of hands wrapped around her waist. As Mei Xiang's voice lingered around her ear, I can't bear to leave Commander He, but I can't bear to leave you more. The sunlight shone a bright white as its zenith. No clouds were visible in the skies high up. Miss, don't worry about others anymore. Master Yuan may not be a complete saint, but he is the only person in this world who is wholeheartedly devoted to you. For you, he can kill and become demonic, but he is willing to change for the better as well. You would not be able to find another person in this world that is like this. Mei Xiang smiled as she spoke. As for Commander He, he will come to learn with this eventually, just like me. Things like this cannot be forced. Each individual has his own affinities. A sense of unrestrained freedom had been Zhu Xiao's wish for many years. She looked up and seemingly saw the man's eyes. Amidst the harsh conditions and turmoil within the court of Wu, was he still doing well? In the blink of an eye, another new year had arrived. The Liang Empire had experienced its most turbulent year in recent history. In a gesture to liven up the mood, Xiao Jie gave his orders to host a spring banquet, which was unprecedented in extravagance. On the 27th day of the 12th month, Xiao Jie hosted a banquet for his officials in the imperial palace to review the year that had just passed. For the people who had performed well, he rewarded them duly, allowing officials with a third-level rank or higher to dinner with him in the same hall. Additionally, he composed a poem by himself, ordered his servants to copy it, and distribute them to each official. The back palace was decorated with bright lights as well. The banquet stretched all the way from Yixing Palace to Shangqing Palace. The path was adorned with numerous bright lights and lanterns, exemplifying an auspicious portrait. Coupled with the dancers, it was a majestic sight. Xiao Jie invited Zhu Xiao to the banquets a few times, but Zhu Xiao rejected them as she did not like the setting. She stayed in her own palace along with her maidservants, hosting her own banquet and buying her own decorations to welcome the new year. On the 28th day of the 12th month, carriage after carriage, covered in green clothes, entered the main gates of Jinwu Palace towards the direction of Mihi residence. When the carriages arrived there, the boxes were unloaded and opened. The contents inside shocked the entire palace, causing everyone to rush towards Mihi residence to get a hold of what was going on. Even some of Xiao Jie's concubines rushed there, unable to contain their anger. There were 20 carriages in total, containing 20 wooden boxes of various sizes. After the boxes were opened, Everyone's eyes sparkled. The boxes were full of shimmering objects, emeralds, ancient stones, red rubies, opal stones, white jades, pearls, soft silk, valuable animal parts, antiques, and artwork. All of life's extravagance congregated in front of their eyes. Not only that, but there were also women's accessories like wreaths, rubbers, jade shoes, and bracelets in abundance. There were plants there as well, ranging from high-jade flowers to full coral plants over 30 feet tall to rare medicinal herbs. There also a screen made out of pearls which glowed in the dark, along with some rare artifacts from foreign lands like matchsticks, binoculars, glass accessories, alarm clocks, dresses, and a whole myriad of valuable items. What was even more ridiculous was that there were a few boxes of local produce which were not eye-catching. The objects appeared like sweet potatoes. Chu Xiao picked up one of the objects and examined it for a long while before realizing that it was a sweet potato from Qinghai, which the man had described to her in his letters. She held it to her nose as it gave off a fragrance aroma, causing her to feel sweet on the inside. She thought that all of the other valuable items could not compare to these few ordinary sweet potatoes. The locals there had heard that the king of Qinghai had spent considerable effort in acquiring these items. The potatoes were big and had red stains and cloth wrapped around them. They looked nondescript. A small letterhead was put inside one of the potatoes. She took it out as her fingers removed the golden thread around it, revealing a long letter with neat words. He was always like this. Even when he wrote, he beat around the bush, bringing up unimportant topics like the weather, politics, economics. He acted as if he was in conversation with another world leader before adding a sentence at the end. Be careful, don't leave the door open. Before you sleep, close the doors and windows in case any bad people break into the house. One time, Xiao Jie was greatly angered as he secretly stumbled upon a newsletter, branding him to be the backstabbing villain instead. Thank you so much for watching. Stay with me, subscribe to the channel and like the video. Don't forget to click the bell icon to be notified of the next part of the story. Thank you.